Still standing there. Let's see. Yep, Big Head had to throw his 2 cents in. All right, little oaks are good. Little bit of a lean to them, not really bad. Now it's got a little bit of a lean to it. Had to be the first thing that went up after the storm. Leaning a little bit. I did get it in first and foremost, and by the end of the weekend, I'll have it perfectly back straight again. But that had to be the first thing that we put back out. So, yeah, she's got to fly. Got to do it. Alrighty, let's get to work. Roy Cavallo, broker owner, Cavallo's Realty. Let's talk real estate. But before we talk real estate, let's talk about our thoughts and prayers going out to those folks north of Southwest Florida that really got pounded by this hurricane. Those folks need a lot, and a lot more than just thoughts and prayers. They need help. So if you can do it, by all means, please. Those of us in Southwest Florida, as the old saying goes, we dodged a bullet. We really did. If you look in the grander, bigger scope of things, we dodged a bullet. We did get some bumps and bruises here and there. We do have a lot of flooding and things like that. But we are also a coastal town, just like Fort Myers Beach is a coastal area. It's going to take damage. But the folks north of us, they took damage on an exponential scale. So let's have our thoughts and prayers go out to them for a minute. And talking about real estate, this is when the Florida contract talks about a term called force majeure that specifically addresses things like this. So what if you're a buyer, a seller, an agent, and you have a house under contract? Well, you need to read that paragraph about force majeure because it specifically addresses acts of God. So this is pretty relevant. It falls into that paragraph, and there are extensions that can come into play and things like that. And you need to talk about repairs, if repairs are even possible. And you need to talk about disaster re-inspections. You know, pretty much every lender out there is going to say, we need a disaster re-inspection. These appraisers are going to have to go back out there. They're going to have to take pictures. They're going to have to make statements. Are they deal killers? In some cases, yes. In some cases, they're not. But hopefully the buying side will be conscientious of the selling side, and equally the other way. And if you're an agent, you need to be talking to the lender. You need to be talking to your customers. You need to read that paragraph about force majeure and make sure you understand it. What is your lender doing? Has your lender initiated anything? Yeah, it seems kind of fresh, and it may be, what's the old salt in the wound. But at the same time, I mean, these are things that have to be discussed. They have to be talked about. You know, what is going to be a deal killer and what's not going to be a deal killer. So, thought about wearing a, company shirt today, and Lisa and I are born and raised Floridians, so got to throw out support where we can, as best as we can, because we will bounce back. It's the nature of Florida. We have been hit by hurricane after hurricane after hurricane, and we have been flooded, and we have been flooded, but we always bounce back at some point in time. May take a little bit longer, but we will bounce back. That's the nature of Floridians. That's who we are. Just want to keep it short and sweet. If you got questions about disaster re-inspections, things like that, if you got questions about the Florida as-is contract or the Florida contract in general with regards to force majeure and what should be going on, and agents, you should be calling your customers. Number one, you should be calling them just to see if they're okay. You know, I have 2 chainsaws. If my customers need me, I'd be out there. I'd be out there with gas and chainsaws and doing what I could to help them. Every agent's not going to do that, but that comes from here. So guys, if you have questions, if you need advice, if you need anything like that, please let me know. I'll do what I can to help. Thanks. Appreciate it. God bless. Talk to you later.